Advocates for human trafficking prevention calling for legislative action to protect children from online predators. Good evening, everyone. I'm David Andrews. Ann is off tonight. Efforts to put legal guardrails on social media platforms have been slow going at the state and federal level. News 10 investigative reporter Riley Connell is here in studio tonight to tell us about the push for change. Riley?
Yeah, David, advocates tell me the longer we delay, the greater the risk for any child with access to devices. They are not willing to give up on this fight for online safety.
Predators no longer need to lurk in parks or playgrounds. In the digital age, they have a direct line to your child through the device in their pocket. Kids have access to countless online platforms where they can freely interact with anyone from anywhere in the world. Angela Dudley says the question parents need to be asking isn't where their children are, it's who they're talking to.
It's not the white van at the park anymore. It's the telephones, the tablets, and the media.
Dudley has dedicated her life to protecting kids. She's a foster parent and the founder of Millstone Ministry, a mid-Michigan organization for human trafficking prevention. She knows firsthand the danger that children face online.
They're not safe because there's private rooms that the children go in to play these games with people. And you don't know what's going on in those rooms. We have multiple victims throughout the state that have been groomed out of their homes by Roblox to meet up with their friend Johnny. Well, it's not even their friend Johnny, it's Johnny's dad.
Dudley says online companies share the blame because their products lacked guardrails. They might be held responsible for the content that's shared on their platforms, but this section of the Federal Communications Act offers those companies a legal shield. According to a report by the Congressional Research Service, Section 230 of the Communications Act offers immunity by protecting companies from fault for information shared on their platform by another content creator, and offer protection for platforms that make good faith efforts to restrict dangerous material. Several online companies have recently rolled out new online safety features, including Instagram's new PG-13 guidelines for teen accounts and AI age verification for online gaming company Roblox. Still, advocates say additional protections are necessary.
Trafficking online is growing and growing day by day, and we do not have enough protections in place for what we're facing currently.
Lena Luttrell is a human trafficking survivor turned advocate. She's joined Dudley in a nationwide push for laws that would limit abuse online and hold companies accountable.
There's also the App Accountability Act, right? It's a two-step verification. It's a good faith effort, and it actually doesn't take away from the platform.
But Luttrell says each new effort to amend the communications law leaves behind a long trail of failed attempts. She believes the wave of change begins at the state level.
If we can't get federal support, we have the ability to go state by state by state and provide a blanket. Then we will come together and we will make our own laws so that no matter where these platforms and these predators go, we're all in unison.
Dudley wants to see state laws that support victims instead of punishing them.
We're making big gains. We've got multiple bills sitting that we're trying to push through.
While lawmakers work to catch up with the digital world, Dudley says parents can't afford to wait. She's bringing Millstone Ministry's message of awareness to communities across the state, hoping to reach as many families as she can.
My warning call to parents is that if you're using the internet to babysit your child, you don't know who that babysitter is. You don't know who that babysitter is, and it's not somebody that probably has the best interest of your child.
And Dudley says Millstone Ministry has been to dozens of schools trying to spark those conversations about online safety with Michigan kids. She even wrote a guidebook for parents who want to take some of those extra precautions.
What other resources, Riley, are out there for parents?
Well, you know, law enforcement get involved too in this conversation. And the Michigan State Police have recommended safety measures and conversation starters for kids and parents over on their website.
What's the next thing on the legislative front?
Yeah, well, like we said, you know, things are moving slow, but Michigan lawmakers have a handful of proposals waiting for movement at the Capitol right now, including the Kids Over Clicks legislative package. It's a package of bills which has actually just passed the state Senate. It is waiting for a turn in the House now, and you can find more information about that over on our website.
And if you missed Riley's first report last night, or you want to watch this one again, it'll be available on our website as well.
Absolutely. Head right over there.
Very good. Riley, thank you. Looking